I'm advised that the protocol says it's okay. We all see the doors where they are in case something happens. Thank you very much, Your Excellency. I want therefore to take this opportunity to request the Honorable Premier to do the opening remarks and the welcome. Honorable Premier.
Thank you, Honorable Minister, His Excellency, President Cyril Ramaphosa, Honorable Ministers, Honorable Deputy Ministers, members of the Executive, of course, Honorable ones as well, Honorable Executive Mayor of Mangau Metro, our host, Honorable District Executive Mayors, Director Generals, Heads of Departments, members of media, distinguished guests, good morning.
Good morning, ma'am.
We welcome you, Honorable President and members of your cabinet, to the Free State Province. This oversight visit is not merely ceremonial, but a critical expression of cooperative governance and a platform for decisive alignment between national and provincial priorities in advancing service delivery and improving the lived realities of our people. Mr. President, your previous engagements with our province reaffirmed the urgency with which we must confront the social challenges facing our communities. We remain resolute in intensifying our efforts, particularly in the fight against gender-based violence and in building safer, more cohesive communities. The Free State, while modest in population, faces profound structural challenges that require deliberate and coordinated intervention. Unemployment remains the most immediate and pressing crisis confronting our province. Over 1 million of our people remain without work, with young people bearing the greatest burden. The reality of youth exclusion from economic participation is not only unsustainable, but also a direct threat to social stability and long-term development. We therefore approach this moment with clarity and resolve. As a provincial government, we are actively repositioning our economy towards sectors that can unlock inclusive growth and sustainable employment. These include artificial intelligence and robotics, renewable energy and green hydrogen, natural gas development, agro-processing and food production, the digital economy and e-commerce, entrepreneurship and support for small enterprises. Our focus is on building a competitive, future-oriented provincial economy that delivers real opportunities to our people. At the same time, we recognize that economic reform must be accompanied by decisive action to address persistent social challenges, including crime, substance abuse, and inequality. These issues require an integrated whole-of-government response that is both coordinated and results-driven. Honorable President, we utilize this engagement as a platform for accountability and to give progress on our work. We'll present a candid reflection of where we are succeeding, where we are falling short, and where focused national support is required to accelerate our developmental agenda. We are committed to strengthening governance, improving financial management, and restoring public confidence in the capacity of the state to deliver. On our President, the Free State has its fair share of problems, but as a collective, we have committed to roll up our sleeves and dirty our hands to address these problems. It has not been easy, but I'm convinced that we are on the right track. We are encouraged by the continuous support we receive from the national government, and once again recommit to redouble our efforts to improve the lives of our people. We look forward to a constructive and solution-oriented engagement with you, Mr. President, and your cabinet as we work collectively to drive implementation, unlock challenges, ensure that our people experience meaningful change. Indeed, it is a great honor, Mr. President, to have you here together with members of your cabinet. You are warmly welcome to the Free State Province, a place to go to, not to go through. I thank you.
Yeah, that is very impressive. A place to go to, not to go through. Yeah, thank you very much, Honorable Premier, for such kind words of welcome. And Honorable President, without any further ado, I'd like to request His Excellency to take this opportunity to make his opening remarks. Your Excellency.
Thank you, Minister Hlabisa, Minister of Cooperative Governance and Traditional Affairs, the Premier of the Free State, Ms. Makwin Letsuha Matai, the ministers who have taken time to be here out of their very busy schedules, as well as our deputy ministers. Would like to thank you for giving up some of your extremely busy time as you crisscross the length and the breadth of the country in service to our people. I also would like to extend our gratitude that deputy ministers, not only of the departments that are represented here by ministers, are also here. MECs who are here present to support and accompany the Premier, we are also honored to have you in our presence, and would like to thank you for being here, but more importantly, to also thank you for the work that you do in the province and advancing the lives and the interests of our people. The executive mayors of our metro here, as well as the district mayors, we also thank you for your attendance here. And of course, my greetings are also extended to the people who run government, the Director General in the Presidency, Ms. Pindile Baleni, and other Directors Generals who are here, who together with other Director Generals constitute a forum which discusses everything that we do in government and advises ministers and myself on what we should do. But more importantly, they are the ones who are in charge of the 2-point-something trillion budget that we pass. The officials in our government, heads of department, here in the Free State, we also greet you. And ladies and gentlemen, but before even extending all that, I'm not so sure if any officials of the university are here. We had the honor of being received by the Chancellor, Vice Chancellor of the university, who was regaling us about the great works that are being done here. And she then told us that she was doing so because she also wanted to tell us very clearly that one of our cabinet ministers is her student. He's a doctoral student, he's doing his PhD here. And she says that gives the university great pride that none other than the Minister of Finance is doing his PhD here. Now, Minister, I'm not trying to put you on a spot. I'm not trying to put you on a spot that you should finish that PhD because people often register for PhDs and other studies and they never finish. I've been such a culprit, but you must do better than me. So this university is a special one, but in my discussions with her ministers, I said that we are not using our universities enough. We now need to, and Minister of Higher Education is not here, which I will discuss with him. We now need to harness the strength, the intellectual rigor in our universities a lot more so that they help us address the challenges that our country is facing. So, Premier, you'll be happy that that message is germinating here in the Free State. So the Free State is truly not a province to go through, it's a province to go to. So now, even with this effort, we're coming to your university, your province. So that is great. Allow me, colleagues, to start off by commending the Premier and the provincial leadership of this province, the Free State, on the ambitious, future-facing and outcomes-based or oriented state of the province addressed last month. Almost said State of the Nation, people will be saying the President is now promoting the Premier to be the next one to deliver the State of the Nation address. Not yet, Premier, not yet. I was, I must say, particularly struck by the attention to detail given to the initiatives that are planned for the year, particularly around youth job creation, vocational training for young people, and support for the agricultural sector. Support also for the township economy and the revitalization of other economic nodes in our country here in the province. This is what the district development model that we initiated in 2019 is all about. Namely, the finer and granular detail of not just what is being done to localize development, but also how and when that whole process should unfold. Timeless implementation is the yardstick by which we are measured. Someone said, we are not short of policies. We are not short of ideas. What we are lacking in is implementation of the decisions, of the policies that we always make. We look forward to the presentation from the Premier on the priorities as well as the challenges and opportunities that lie ahead for the Free State. We also wish to congratulate the Free State for achieving 89.33% pass rate in the 2025 matriculation exam, the second highest in the country. However, the Free State, having dominated the #1 sport for the longest time, and they blinked. They just blinked for a second, and they were overtaken by KwaZulu-Natal. But I also want you as the Free State to applaud KwaZulu-Natal, because now you've got a real competitor. And competition is good. When you have somebody who competes with you, you will always be looking at why are they doing something better than us and try to beat them. When I talk about competition, people always cringe. They fear competition, and yet it is the lifeblood that makes economies develop, that makes people develop. So now you have a competitor and you must welcome that. And KZN is waiting for you. I know that. I'm going there tomorrow. They are going to repeat precisely that. Naturally, this came as something of a dampener for you because the province had been on a 6-year streak with the highest pass rate. Nonetheless, this is a fine achievement at 89, and soon you'll be touching that holy grail of going above 90, and we wish you well in doing so. This is, Premier, the 8th engagement between the national executive of our country and the provincial leadership of our provinces, with the first having commenced in late 2024. We will be meeting with the leadership of all 9 provinces in due course. The purpose of this engagement is to see how we can work smarter and in a much more integrated manner to drive inclusive growth and job creation, to reduce poverty and tackle the high cost of living, and build a capable, ethical, and developmental state. What this integrated way of working is also to enhance good practice or best practice so that our provinces can see from best practice what others are doing and how they are doing it better. It takes me back to this whole concept of competition. Not competition to the death, but competition to learn and to get better at what we do. We always do better when there is someone next to us we can look at and see how best they are doing and how we can be better than them, and in turn they look at us and see how they can be better than us. So through these engagements we are trying to foster that. Achieving our collective strategic goals necessitates that we deepen cooperation between the different spheres of government as mandated by our Constitution, with the State of the Nation address having given the line of march to all of us. As it were, we are here to offer our support as well as our counsel. But more importantly, we are also here to learn as the national executive from what you are doing and how best you are doing it. So it is a two-way process. We have not descended here like prophets or wise men and women. Wise, of course, we are, but we have not descended like prophets. We have come here also to learn from what you are doing. Being agile and responsive should be a hallmark of a capable, ethical, developmental state that we should strive to build, and that is why we are here to listen. Having members of the National Executive Committee here today offers you an opportunity to raise the urgencies requiring the attention of national government. So I would say that you should not be shy, you should not hold back. We should raise those issues that are cogent and important to be addressed by national government. This engagement is really opening an additional channel of communication beyond what already exists within the intergovernmental relations space or framework, like the Presidential Coordinating Council and the various min-max that each of our ministers have with the counterpart MECs in the province. Colleagues, the district development model acknowledges the direct correlation between delivering on our mandate and the state of government at all levels, at provincial level as well, and more especially, I should say, here in the Free State, local government. When local government is effective, it is well capacitated, and professional service delivery is improved. with effective financial management and strong, accountable leadership. Accountable leadership in local government is the essential ingredient that we need. If we achieve that, we are then responsive to the needs of our citizens and also enjoy their trust. When there are weaknesses or failings at local government level, it isn't just service delivery that suffers, but the trust between government and the citizens becomes betrayed. To put it quite bluntly, across much, if not most of the country, local government is in crisis. And it has now become the weakest link in our government architecture. As at 2025, 35 out of our country's 257 municipalities were classified as distressed, and approximately 63% were classified as being at risk. The number of municipalities across the country that are now under administration is growing, including 7 here in the Free State. Underfunding, lack of capacity, high debt levels, struggling revenue collection or generation models are just some of the challenges. At the same time, many municipalities are practically paralyzed by poor governance, financial mismanagement, and corruption. That is where the real challenge resides. The Premier in your State of the Province address you characterized fixing local government as regaining our pride, and I wholly concur. In this year's State of the Nation address, I outlined the steps that we will take to strengthen local government, including reviewing the funding model for municipalities and establishing ring-fenced utilities for water and electricity services. Minister of Finance always stresses this aspect to me when he says that a number of municipalities collect revenue for specific services such as water, and as soon as the money comes in, the money is not ring-fenced to maintain and to develop the water resource framework or infrastructure of the municipality. It is used for something else. It is used to pay salaries of the municipality, and as a result, the infrastructure is not maintained, and in the end it collapses because it has not been maintained, and the money is used for other things. What then results is that the citizens stop paying. And as they stop paying because they are not getting a good service, they get angry. They start protesting, and there's mayhem in the streets of the town. This is precisely what we need to address. Restoring the fortunes of local government must be at the center of our efforts if we are to attract investment that creates jobs and boosts the provincial economy. I always say that in the end, when we mobilize investors to come to our country, we do not mobilize them to come and invest their money at the union buildings. We mobilize them to come and invest their money in the local area, because that is where the plants are. That is where their facilities are, right at the local level where all of us live. I don't stay at the union buildings. I stay in a municipality. So the municipality, therefore, is the heartbeat of the livelihood of our people, and it is the heartbeat of the economy of our country. To attract investors, we've got to make our municipalities functional. No investor will invest in a town that is not functional. They will not come and invest in a town that does not have water, that does not have proper roads internally in the town, that has potholes. They will not come and invest in a town where there's refuse removal, all over, and there's no refuse removal. They will come, look around, and walk away. Investors will come and invest in clean environments. I do tend to travel around a little bit. These days when I travel to Ethiopia, and I've been to Ethiopia prior to what I see now, the Ethiopian city of Addis Ababa is possibly the cleanest on the African continent. As a result, investors are thronging to Addis Ababa, building skyscrapers, employing a lot of people. Traders are flooding Addis Ababa because the municipality has made Addis Ababa an attractive and investor-friendly city. And this is what we are called to do. Next week, we'll be hosting the 6th South African Investment Conference in Gauteng, and I'll be making the point, as I've done every year, that all our 9 provinces are ripe for foreign and domestic investment. The Free State is uniquely positioned to be at the heart of our country's economic growth story. It is strategically located, making it the natural logistics and distribution hub linking major economic centers in our country. The province has extensive agricultural capacity, contributes significantly to our nation's food security, and has a growing agro-processing sector. Mining is well established here with increasing opportunities in manufacturing and beneficiation. The province is also leveraging its natural resources to generate renewable energy and also battery storage, the enablers that are so needed in electricity generation. The Free State's urban centers that are already administrative hubs are well positioned to attract investment, professional services, education, and sectors. The Chancellor was telling us that, Vice Chancellor, that the student body has grown by leaps and bounds. And for a university that was typically an Afrikaans university and only had a few students, it now has 39,999, with the other student who constitutes the 40,000th student being the Minister of Finance. Now, these endowments and advantages must be leveraged to drive inclusive growth and create jobs. With the necessary support, focus, and direction, guided by the Provincial One Plan developed under the DDM, the Free State's full potential must be unleashed. I have said, colleagues, that we are also here to listen not only to what is not going well, but to hear from you about what is being well done. And we want to hear both. Explain to us what is being well done so that we can transmit the good messages to other provinces so that they can also even come here to learn the good that you are doing. For example, the Free State is leading in the way in providing comprehensive agricultural support to emerging farmers and implementing food security initiatives in vulnerable communities. You are leading in that. I would that you should show other provinces so that they can learn from you. Call them out here, invite them and have workshops with them and showcase how well you are doing things. During the last financial year, the province also exceeded its work opportunity target through the expanded public works program, reaching more than 46,000 beneficiaries. The Free State also continues to register successes in the provincial health services, notably around HIV and AIDS, as well as tuberculosis. There has also been notable progress in fighting crime. In your State of the Province address, Premier, you indicated that by the end of June 2025, 93% of the municipal infrastructure grant had been spent on providing and maintaining public infrastructure. I'm taking this one with a pinch of salt because I also heard yesterday that there are municipalities that have also only spent 10% or so. So let's see a good balance with that. Considering the well-known problem of municipalities underspending on conditional grants for municipalities, this is quite commendable with that disclaimer. As National Treasury forges ahead with plans to reform the way in which local government is currently being funded, we look forward to hearing more on the Free State's experience with MIG as well as other grants. Now, this year marks the 30 years since our democratic constitution was signed into law. The constitution enjoins us to work together to free the potential of our people and to improve their lives. We are one government, united by one constitution and one people, for one people. And it is in this spirit of cooperation that I would like our deliberations today to proceed, where we exchange views honestly, forthrightly, and directly. So once again, thank you for welcoming us here, Premier and Minister. And once again, I look forward to a really fruitful and constructive engagement amongst us all. So thank you all for being here and for coming to this engagement. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Your Excellency, for setting the scene for the discussion. And we would like to thank the media for ensuring that the people of South Africa do follow and know what is the government doing. And colleagues, we will be moving now to the engagement between the President and his cabinet and the leadership of the province, as His Excellency rightly laid out in his opening remarks, that you want to hear what is being done well so that it can be transmitted even to other provinces. Thank you very much, colleagues from the media. The President says you can go and sleep now. You have done the work for the day.